to do when it comes to Blitz.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested to see that Blitz game. I mean, domination, they looked strong at the start, kind of slipped up towards the end. Search and Destroy, though, was just very, very dominant all throughout. And Blitz, obviously, new game type to Call of Duty Ghosts. A lot of teams still struggling with it, still trying to find out what is best for them. And Mech nearly just did the dirty there. That would have been a ridiculous turn on, but Buck still managed to pick up the kill, so nice play from him.
And Demon snuck through for the first cap of the game. So 1-0 in favor of Vexx Revenge. Demon off the, off the port is going to come right back into the action, gets a kill. Mech in the kill feed as well. And now we're going to see Demon with another sprint to the base. Now 2 players finally turning back to look at him. And solid defense from Buck will keep it a 1-0 game.
That was important play from Buck. Too many times you'll see players just overextend. They won't actually drop back and cover the base. And Buck has got 2 very important kills right at the back. And now that he has those, he can really start thinking about pushing. And the way he's going to push is obviously dependent on where his teammates are positioned. You can see now he's actually pushing more towards the American side. That's something you look at that pocket. All of his teammates pushing that left-hand side very, very good.
And there is a player trying to sneak in. He did not get through. That was Rhino. But Superbert and Buck were still putting pressure. Down goes Buck. Down goes Superbert, and Rhino's going to have to play some base D. Gets the big kill. Still 1-0. 3:30 left to go in this first round before we switch sides. And Rhino now starting to heat up with this MTAR.
Yeah, some good plays he's been pushing out. He has one more play directly to his left. I don't think either person saw each other, so he is going to get away. Looks towards middle. Another simple kill. Now the challenge is going to come up. Needs to be careful. He's going to be to the right. Can't pick up that, though. Those 3 players go down. Buck, again, he needs to just do some defensive work. In fact, it's going to come to his teammates off spawn. He needs to push up and be aggressive now.
All right, so Buck realizing he can't be of too much help on the defensive end. Hopefully can apply some pressure. Spots the one player who is back playing base D and gets the kill. No one back at the base until they come off spawn. There is one player, though, and he can sneak right by. Demon gets the kill and now goes through. Great plays from Buck. Makes it 1-1.
Yeah, really, really strong play coming from him. I believe Superbert's in a position to try and set up a relay. Just as I say that, though, did go down. It's important to mention that it was a trade as well. It wasn't a solid 1 cap to tie up. It's 2-1 still in favor of Illskill and his team. And you have to give them credit. When the bats were against the wall, they still were able to pick up that extra cap just to keep them in the lead for now.
Rhino trying to lay down some fire here for DxD Gaming. Unfortunately, he is going to run into all kinds of trouble. And I want to see what Illskill is doing for this Vexx Revenge team. As you mentioned, the 2 caps belong, 1 to Demon, 1 to Illskill. And Illskill, normally their lead slayer, showing off his reaction time there, turning and burning. Superbert also just watched a teammate get taken out in Bakery. So Illskill is going to try and push this left side. His teammate actually fights through. That was Demon who goes through for the 3rd cap, 3-1 advantage.
Yeah, this is looking good for Vexx Revenge now, as they have some good map control in this first side. But again, I don't really want to give them sort of too much hype in the first side, because they came back on twice in domination on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
So, although they are 4-1 up, I'm just going to remain calm, you know. Anything could happen, still plenty of game time.
This is Demon's game to shine. He was pretty quiet in Dom, pretty quiet in Search and Destroy, but look at him now. 11-7, 3 captures, and he has so much trust in his teammates. You see him leaving the fight there. Finds out his teammate wasn't able to finish, doubles back. But this is just a perfect demonstration of communication and teamwork now from this Vexx Revenge crew. 1 goes down, but there's still 3 players pushing up on offense. It's now all up to Illskill.
Yeah, he's going to need to try and be aggressive, because if you look, Rhino main, he's in the opposition base. Maybe able to slide one in, but decides to go for the gunfight. Not too sure that was a smart idea, but his teammate was there to clean up. And you can see immediately the rotation back into defense. Superbert is going to get taken down, though, as he was trying to do some defensive play. So it looks like there's going to be another trade of caps.
Illskill causing so much ruckus back at the defensive 18, trying to go in. Won't be able to. He stopped short, but buying time for Mech to push up. Mech gets one, looking for a second. He's going to jump through, and he's got Slumber in the base as well. So Mech, after going through, will play some base D. And that should keep the score 6-3, doubling up on their opponents, and it doesn't look like they're done pushing yet.
Yeah, there's a couple of players still being aggressive. Mech's going to be the last alive. 17 seconds left. If anyone's going to get a cap, it is going to be him. Everyone on the opposite team just trying to stay alive, playing that defensive role, and they managed to do so. They prevent Mech from scoring that capture. It's going to leave the first side 6-3. Only 3 points, Pucky. It looked like it could have been a significant amount more.
Very quietly, Rhino actually put up the most kills in that first 5 minutes. He's now 15 and 11 for DxD Gaming. Also was inside the opponent's base multiple occasions, just couldn't go through. We saw solid defensive plays by all 4 members of this Vexx Revenge squad. At the start, I want to see what's happening though with Demon. He was the surprise player for me in this first half.
Yeah, 14 and 10, 3 caps as well. Just fantastic slaying power from him, really slaying his way into the enemy base. I just saw Mech fail a little bit of breaking the gate. I'm pretty sure you may have seen that as well. He was on an 8-point streak as well before he finally got taken out.
It's Rhino and Super Bert at the start. Rhino gets 3 on his way through. And what a spree there from Rhino, now 18 and 11.
Yeah, nice plays from him, and he's going to be trying to fight his team back into this game. All of his team with 1 cap. They don't really have a designated runner, if you will, that's just going to continuously run to the enemy base, and Rhino failed his jump and paid the price. His legs making that horrible crack noise just allowed, I believe it was Illskill to just turn around and pick him off very easily.
Buck now pushing forward with Super Bert on your screen. Bert taking damage but fights his way into the bakery for a little safety. They did just lose their defenseman and Buck. So now they have to make some decisions, some hard choices. One player does spawn, immediately cleaned up. That was Nightmare, and they know they have to capture. One goes through, and Superbird is going to try and get in on the rally.
And I'm just looking as well. Rhino main, on the defensive side of things, had him highlighted. He picked up 1 kill, but it looks like they are going to have to give away that cap. I think that was Illskill who just got himself 2 kills in a row on the enemy base and the capture as well, keeping it at 2 points. I mean, it looks right now like DxD are feeling more comfortable in the way that they have the map control. They've been putting a lot of pressure on Vexx Revenge's base, and they're going to continue to do so, as Rhino main was just running straight down the middle of the map, just showing his intentions. He wants to get more caps.
Buck on your screen for the moment, trying to play defense on this right side. He is not one to go after too many caps, but here had a decision to make. Do I go for the kill? Do I push forward? He wisely gets the kill, has a teammate pushing now with him, and Buck is going to go down pretty quickly. Rhino, where is he at? There is his backup, but Rhino in a bad position. That's 2 down, all up to Bert and Nightmare now.
Yeah, but you can see how far up the map they actually are. There was no way they could rotate back and do some defensive work, and Superbet has managed to find his way all through the enemy spawn. I'm not entirely sure how they've allowed him to do that, but he needs to move, because someone is going to spawn in from the opposition. It's going to be Mech, and he should be capping this. This should have been a cap about 10 seconds ago. It doesn't matter. He is going to run that in. 7-6. Now needs to do the work on defense. Looks to his left, and the cap came in just as he looked. And that shows you, just being a little bit too passive on the attacking side. Could have run that in a little bit earlier. Obviously, we have the mini-map where we can see all the arrows, etc. But still, played that a little bit passively when he knew there was 2 players around that he stuck by. But, hey, they traded those caps. Now, though, in the last 2 minutes, Bucket, they need to be even more aggressive.
And Superbert makes his jump for the first time on broadcast, and here he goes. Spots the player inside. Diner calls that out to Rhino. Rhino trying to slay his way in, gets 1. Cover fire for number 2. The teammates will clean it up, and Bert goes through after the 2-piece.
Yeah, fantastic play from Bert. Now look out for Nightmare. He's actually in a perfect position to relay, but he needs to be careful because they're going to be recognizing someone else is going to be staying. Now, this is the tricky thing for Nightmare. He could just sit in this corner for maybe 10, 15 seconds, just try and fool the defense, but goes for the knife, gets it, and that should be a free cap, but they need to be careful now on the defensive side because that was a trade.
Trade is over. Nightmare gets 1 on defense. Still a 1-point game. 1 minute, 20 seconds still to go. Nightmare and DxD were in the lead early, now behind. And they're still down by 1 as both teams are able to trade. Rhino Man starting to heat up, 23 and 18, and he's inside his opponent's base. Can he make this move?
This isn't a good look, though, because all that's happening now, both teams starting to panic as we go into the last 60 seconds, everybody overextending. The key to a comeback in Blitz, you have to defend your own base, and that's something that DxD just aren't able to do, and Vexx Revenge are going to make them pay.
And Demon did not slide through. Vexx Revenge getting that big defensive stand. Excuse me, DxD getting the big defensive stand on Vexx Revenge. But look at Illskill. Knows there's an opponent beneath him. Will hunt it down. Can he get through this goal? 2 players defending. He goes down. Mech, though, on a 13-point spree. A super soldier here with the specialist bonus. Gonna let Demon lead the charge. Both players closing in on the cap. Demon goes through. 12-10, now a 2-point buffer. Mech trying to make it 3 here with this cap.
yeah, Mac's going to secure the third cap. Didn't matter anyway. It was going to be game over. And that all came down to that 30-second period in that second half of Blitz where both teams overextended and both teams were just starting to panic a little bit.
Yeah.
There wasn't really much of a lead on either side. And when that happens, it's always going to benefit the team that has the lead because all you're going to do is continuously trade points. So that 1-point advantage is always going to be there. You need to defend. It's so crucial to do in Blitz. And you really see only the top teams manage to do so when it really gets tough. When they go into those clutch periods of time where they have 1 minute left, they're a point down, that's when truly the best teams shine.
All right, so there we see Vexx Revenge take 2 straight. They won Search and Destroy. Demon drops 27 with 7 captures to secure game number 3, despite the show from Rhino on the other side from DxD Gaming. It is 2-1. Vexx Revenge trying to close it out with game number 4. Domination coming up after this.